Well, that's what I expected. I mean, I thought, it's become a really good competitive rivalry game between the two of us, and I expected 60 minutes of all-out war, and that's what it was. It came down to the last 2 seconds of the game. Could have gone either way. Would have loved to have seen that review go our way and us find a way to squeak by a close one, but it didn't. It went Lafayette's way. We outgained them in every area. We played defense really, really well, but at the end of the day, they made the plays they needed to win. Kept us out of the end zone. We were in the red zone and narrowed, limited us to only 19 points when we by yardage and stats shows that you should have scored a good bit more. So, got to give them credit. HUD got them ready, and they played hard and played well for 60 minutes and kept their hopes alive to be in a bowl game. And now for us, we got to regroup and recover and move forward, and we still have a great opportunity ahead of us. To win a share of the conference title in back-to-back years for us. To be the only team in Division I football to have a chance to win a title or a share of a title 5 times in 6 years is a great feeling. We got to go find a way to finish it, and so disappointed, but also don't have time to spend a lot of time to spend on it. Got to move forward and really focus on what's coming up next.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go to questions first from Matt Robertson with the Jonesboro Sun.
Hey, Coach, how are you this morning?
I'm all right.
First, on that last play that ASU ran, what was the play, I guess? What were you guys trying to do, looking for when, I guess, Hansen was kind of forced to run?
Well, we work those scenarios all the time. It's a last play scenario we've got those built in from from out of range to within mid-range to close range to on the goal line. We work them all the time. We've been working them, ever since we've been here so that when we get there in that situation, if the clock were to be running out or it's stopped, that everybody knows where they're going to go. If the ball's thrown from the pocket, they know where they're going to go. If the ball breaks the pocket, and they know if he breaks the line of scrimmage that it becomes a lateral scenario. So, I mean, we would have loved for a guy to come open and the ball to come out where he could throw it on time, but that doesn't happen in those situations a whole lot when you've got a deep coverage, and so he tried to buy time and manipulate the play, which is what we wanted to do, and ultimately he tried to keep the play alive at the end, and his knee ended up hitting the ground apparently before the ball came out to try to keep it alive. So, we were prepared, and the guys tried to execute it the way they needed to, and I don't think he felt like the guy was going to trip him up. I think he felt like he'd already circled the guy and was going to be able to continue to move towards the end zone before he had to give the ball up.
And lastly, just on that last play again, have you seen the replay? Obviously, I would think you have several times.
I've seen the TV copy, just the one TV angle copy, and I've seen ours at this point.
What's your opinion? Do you feel like that they got the call right? Or what's your opinion on the play?
Well, I'm kind of biased. My question. I mean, I can obviously see that Justice's knee is going down and his body's going to touch the turf. My only question, and it doesn't matter anymore. I mean, it's over. But to me, is it conclusive that the ball had not started the process of coming out of his hand? If you consider it like a fumble, if you consider it like a loose ball, is it absolutely 100% conclusive? Because it was called a touchdown on the field. It's obvious to me that, his body goes down, but I can't tell you. I've run it back a million times. I can't tell you exactly when the ball starts to come out of his hand. Is one finger on the ball or two fingers on the ball? Is that still considered possession or not? That's to me where, whatever they called on the field, to me, if it is not ironclad, absolute 100%, and then it shouldn't be overturned. And whether it's called a non-touchdown or a touchdown, to me, that takes precedent. But I've looked at it a million times. I still couldn't tell you. It's a bang play, very similar to the end of the game against Georgia Southern a few weeks back, where I couldn't tell if the foot or the hand hit first, and whatever you called on the field is what they went with. And so I can see where they would have gone either way. I wish they'd have gone our direction. But we just didn't get that break. It shouldn't have come to the last play. We didn't play well enough to win. We didn't play well enough in the red zone to win, and we had other opportunities to score, and we didn't take advantage of them.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Sure.
Thank you, Matt. We'll go to next questions from Luke Matheson with RedWolfReport.com.
Hey, Coach, obviously, as you said, disappointing loss, and we all saw that Saturday. But how was the demeanor of the team in your meetings yesterday, and what was the message to those guys?
Well, they're hurt. They're still down. We had a rough trip, too. You know, our flight was, coming back was delayed by 6.5 hours. We didn't even leave Lafayette till 9 o'clock and didn't get home till 1. So we laid around on the hotel floor for an whole afternoon waiting on a charter company to come do what they're supposed to and pick us up. And so they're tired, disappointed. We wanted to win the conference title outright 2 years in a row. We thought we had every opportunity to do so, and we didn't do our job. We didn't take care of our business. So, but also, like I said, I just tried to remind them there's 132 teams in Division I football. There's only 12 of them that still, you know, there's going to be a potential of 10, 11, or 12 conference champions in the country. We get a chance to be in that, and if we win a game on Saturday, which we're capable of doing, it will be the only program in college football, in Division I college football, that's won a conference title or share of a title 5 out of the last 6 years, and that's the only team of anybody to have done that. And that's a lot to play for, and that's a great accomplishment considering all they've been through, you know, before me getting here, and even what we've been through since I've been here. So I want them to remind them how grateful we need to be and thankful we are that we're still playing for something that matters down the stretch. So we got to move forward.
All right. What's the biggest challenge that Texas State will present to you guys?
Well, it's another road game. 3 in a row is hard for anybody. It's recovering from a loss, emotional loss, which is, you know, is hard. You know, we can't allow it to linger. And you know, they got nothing to lose, man. You know, Everett's getting them ready for next year. I mean, he made that clear a few weeks ago. They're getting better every week. They're playing hard, and so they're kind of a loose cannon. I mean, they're not going to a bowl game. They know that it's senior day. They're going to cut it all loose, let it all loose. They got nothing to lose. They're just trying to improve and kind of build for next spring and next fall. And so that's a dangerous football team. We saw the results of that a couple weeks ago when Texas went to Kansas. And guys just played with little pressure and played hard for their coaches, and I think that's what we'll get. So, we've got to, you know, we're our biggest enemy right now. We've got to recover and regroup, and understand that we're going to get everything. It'll be like a bowl game to them. They're not going to go to a bowl, so we'll get a bowl type environment from them. This is it, and they're getting to do it at home. And so we got to lift up and be at our best.